Normally, in a few seconds, we should be live. Let me see. Yeah, so 1 minute to 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. in Germany, in Europe.
Cool.
We'll see if everything works, and then we start. Okay, so we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. Today is the 4th of February. The time is flying. It's incredible. It's incredible. I hope you're doing good. Today, we have a special guest over here. We have Nick from the US, co-founder of Divi. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, Nick. It's awesome. I mean, I see your progress. I see you guys are really ambitious with your project. And today we are talking about several things. I mean, the debit cards. I mean, the wallet. What's going on with the wallets, the new wallets, mobile wallets, etc. I mean, Divi is a great project, but I mean, Nick, the stage is yours. You can you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again.
Sure.
Always a pleasure to talk to you as well, man. I really appreciate it.
Same. Yeah, how are you doing so far? I mean, you're really busy. Every time I wrote you, you're really busy and say, hey, let's try to make an interview or a chat like that, and never happened in the last 2 months. But I'm really glad. I'm really glad we could organize some interview for today, guys. Before we start with the questions, on the right side on the top here, you have a comment section. Please ask your questions. Nick is taking his precious time because he's really busy, and the show is yours. So Nick, the first question, how's the development going so far? I mean, you guys have the blog over there, a Divi blog. Every week you're posting over there. Yeah, what's going on in development?
Yeah, I mean, it's really kicking up at this point. You know, a lot of the back-end services have come together or are ready to be integrated into what will become, of course, the Divi 2.0 wallet. The front end of the app is fully finished now for desktop and mobile. So we're really excited to continue to move forward with that development. You know, we have atomic swaps being tested right now. Those are working really well, and we're building out a developer kit just for that as well. But probably the most exciting thing, for me at least, is the pingless masternodes. So we actually have created the ability for other nodes. So like, say you're running a staking node, right? You could actually host someone else's masternode without taking their coins, keys, or invading their privacy in any way. So this will make the...
I'm sorry to interrupt you. How does it work for the most of the people? I mean, you say masternodes and ping and this and that. I mean,
okay.
People don't know. Maybe
let's break it down,
but,
right? So what happens when you deploy a masternode, right? You basically fund an account, and then you send a transaction out to the network, and all the other masternodes basically take that transaction and determine whether you're eligible to be a masternode or not. Now, in the past, you had to do this all from your home computer. You know, you had to send that transaction out. Maybe you host the node somewhere in the cloud on a server somewhere. Now we've eliminated the step where you have to broadcast from home. You could broadcast from pretty much any other node in the network without giving away of course, your keys or your coins, which is the most important thing, is keeping that ownership. So this makes it a much more decentralized ecosystem, but it also, the benefit, without going to the technical level to the user, is that the nodes can be deployed instantly and from your mobile device.
Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. So basically, a person needs to do a transaction, right? Normally, one transaction that you see that the Divi blockchain is recognizing the transaction, right? And so you can start a node, as far as I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Sounds good. Yeah, we see you released the last blog article. I mean, it's really nice. The interface, the 2.0. We see Mochi. We see a lot of stuff going on. I mean, you don't know when you will be releasing the 2.0, because some clients are asking already, when does Divi release the debit card? When does it release the mobile wallet and stuff like that?
Well, I can tell you, you know, it's we don't of course publicize any of our launch dates or anything like that. And I would recommend that anyone running a company like this does not say any hard dates, just to save yourself. We do have an internal timeline, and we're right on track. And you can check we just updated our roadmap on our website, diviproject.org/roadmap. and you can see like the percentage of each item that's finished or close to being finished. So you kind of track it that way, but
Sure.
just know we're right on target right now.
So basically, my question is, if you release 2.0, are there any products that are coming later on? I mean, for example, you released the 2.0, right? And so you have Mochi first, and then you have 1 month, for example, the debit cards next. How does it work? I mean, or do you release like in a restaurant, you give the people everything in the same time, right?
Yeah, well,
How does that work?
the 2.0 feature set is pretty much all going to release at the same time. There may be certain things that come here and after, especially around the banking stuff. Like maybe we will wait on the debit cards to help people get their accounts together and stuff like that. We'll see how those things pan out. But really, our focus post 2.0 launch is building out the developer framework so people can actually create their own apps within our ecosystem, and really just building out a more robust suite of services. We have a lot of really, really incredible things coming out on the horizon. If you check toward the bottom of our roadmap, you'll see some interesting things that we'll start talking about here in the next couple of months.
Yeah, do you think Divi will be a game changer or a Divi 2.0? Because some people are asking me, hey, Emanuele, what's the difference between a normal coin and Divi? You know what I mean? I mean, is like what does Divi makes unique, right? So sometimes it's not easy to reply them, right? So
I think a lot of people, well, first of all, we're in the Masternode niche, and we're really with 2.0 moving outside of that. I mean, of course, we'll still have Masternodes and staking as an earnings ability within the ecosystem. But I think, with the onset of Redivi, which is our financial technology institution, allowing us to provide IBANs internationally, do international transfers and things like that, and begin to lower the fees on remittances with crypto. I mean, that's a huge differentiator for Divi. But it's important too to know that, like, obviously there's the Divi coin, but Divi is a coin or a project that is aimed at making cryptocurrency easy to use. So it's not just making Divi easy to use. We're trying to make Bitcoin, Dash, all of them easier to access and use. So that's a huge part of what we'll be building. That's a testament to the user experience we're trying to build.
Yeah, before we are going to deep into the water and talk about the IBANs and the transfers, international transfers, my question was first of all because of the atomic swaps, because people maybe they don't know, hey, what is an atomic swap? I mean, you can change bitcoins instantly or nearly instantly in another altcoin. In this case, it will be Divi, right? So my question is, when you implement atomic swaps, right? Maybe can we see some other coins in the near future, or do you want to stay with Bitcoin Divi?
No, I mean, obviously out of the gate, our goal is to make Divi and Bitcoin interoperable. But moving forward, that's definitely a big piece of our forthcoming roadmap, adding as many coins as we can, not only to the wallet, but also to the atomic swap framework, for sure.
Sounds good. Okay. So the next point is I had a little bit done a research about MoneyGram, Western Union, and stuff like that. They are really huge, right? I mean, Western Union more than MoneyGram, but is this your focus in this niche to be like a e-bank and provide the people the service, or in the near future, or what's your comment about that?
So, I mean, if you look at the trend in business right now, especially in the financial sector, there's a huge trend toward disrupting the remittance industry, disrupting banking. So you have all these challenger banks coming out, like Revolut and things like that, WireX, and even things like Venmo and Cash App are to some extent trying to disrupt those things. And the remittance industry is seeing a lot of disruption too right now, because if you've ever tried to send Western Union or MoneyGram when you're in another country, like I know a buddy of mine was in Japan, right? And he asked me if I could just send him some USD. He was running out and he couldn't get his card to work at any of the ATMs. So I send from my Western Union here in the States to him in Japan, and he's like, he lost like 15% of the money because not only did they have a conversion fee, Western Union had their own fee and they had to convert. But they're also a monopoly, right? Like there's only a couple of options. So you're forced into using these really antiquated systems. So yeah, I mean, that's a huge part of our roadmap. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that's ripe for disruption, in my
Yeah, it's
opinion.
just crazy. But I mean, we have on MoneyGram or Western Union, for example, 15%. How much is the percentage of Divi, and how safe it is? I mean, if I, for example, want to send, I don't know, in Africa or some part of the other world, some money, how much are, oh, how high are the fees first of all, and how much time it takes for transferring the fees?
Well, I think the beauty of having a digital finance application is that you can eliminate some of the physical element.
Mm,
And part of our focus is on building physical operations, but that's such a long-term thing. It takes so long to build each
yeah.
place up. So as far as fees go, though, we don't really know exactly what the fees are going to be yet, but they will be incredibly competitive in comparison to something like Western Union, even compared to something like Wirex or Revolut. The goal is, though, to take whatever the fees are and continuously bring them down until
Yeah.
they're zero, because our business isn't reliant on taking fees from people sending money. We have so
Sure.
many different avenues where we can enable people to take control of their finance, and that will benefit our bottom line in different ways than
It's
just
nice. Yeah, because
taking
for
fees out of your
example, I
pocket.
want to send you some money, right? From one mobile wallet to the next mobile wallet, and you can withdraw your money on your credit card, for example, or debit card. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I
This
mean,
is
why? I
this is
mean,
nice.
the concept of carrying cash to me grows stranger and stranger. Like, why am I having these paper and then I take it? I'm 15 minutes from Mexico where I live, right? I take I
Yeah.
take this across the border, and it's not the same as it was 5 feet behind me. It doesn't make any sense.
Sure. Yeah, but
Got
it's
to change that.
definitely, I think it's definitely something that can grow a lot and during the time. I mean, 1, 2, 3 years, and maybe hopefully we see a good halving in May 2020.
Yeah.
So maybe with the hype, everything can go well. But we'll see what happens in May with
Yeah.
Bitcoin
We
and
sure
the
will.
crypto industry. Nick, the next question is a client of mine. He asked, "Hey, where can I open an e-bank account? For example, in a 2 months or 3 months or maybe 6 months, where can people open their e-bank account? Is there a link or is there a
Yeah.
special?"
So the way it'll work is right on the app, right on the Divi app, whether you use it on desktop or mobile, it's the same thing.
Mhm.
You just go in. There's basically two different types of accounts. The first type is like the low KYC. You only need your ID and your phone number, and that
Nice
has a
one.
monthly limit of $1,500. You can send as much as you want, but the deposit limit's 1,500, right?
Okay.
If you do a little bit more KYC, then you can open a pretty much a no limit account, and it's all right
Mm,
within the app. And from
that sounds good.
there, you basically are getting a foreign account, a foreign bank account,
Okay.
or bank account number, I should say. And this enables you to do the transfers that you would normally do within your typical bank.
So it doesn't matter which citizen you are. I mean, you can live in Africa, you can live in Asia, Russia. It doesn't matter, right? If you
Right.
are a normal people, you can sign in and right.
Yep. As
Or
long as you're not a financial criminal, you're good to go.
yeah, sure. Yeah, so it's yeah, I think the question is answered. Yeah, because of the international transfers and the costs. I mean, you don't know for now, right?
Not yet, but we're getting closer to that. We just recently, sort of finalized all of the infrastructure
Mhm.
needed to do all of this. It's a very, very long and complex process, but we're happy to be at the end of that. So we'll have a little bit more information on that very,
Yeah,
very soon.
sure. Yeah, stay tuned for further updates. I mean, Nick, if you want, you can type in the link of your blog into the comment section so that people can stay tuned for that. Okay, the next question is for the e-banking. I mean, if you have the mobile wallet and the desktop wallet, what's your strategy, your long-term strategy to reach the mass? I mean, not a lot of people don't know Divi, right? And for sure, a lot of people don't know crypto. But what's the strategy to reach the mass? For one day you say, "Hey, I want 1 million user or 500,000." Do you have something in mind how to
I
do
do
that?
have a few things in mind. We'll be working with a marketing company after we launch,
Hmm.
but in my mind, it's really about getting out there and getting on the ground with people who need this service. And
Yeah.
of course, with a referral campaign within the wallet, you'll see things sort of taking hold, just like we
Nice
did
one.
with something like Cash App, where they had, I don't know if they still do, but when they first launched it, you could send an invite to your friend and you get $5 back,
A
right?
nice one,
I
yeah.
made like $200 one day, just like, inviting people
Just
to
for
Cash
fun.
App. I mean, that stuff works, but you have to get out there and inform people about what the service is and how it benefits them. So we're working really hard right now, outside of the development side, on the business side, to really develop a
Yeah.
full, package of understanding. So like the white paper will probably get a nice refresh. You'll see a lot more branding, graphics, and things like that. A lot more information for people
Yeah, because
to
the
understand what we're
industry
doing.
moving so fast, it's incredible, right? I
Yeah,
mean, the last year Divi was another project, and now we see Divi has another phase, right? So maybe in 1 year it's changing again. So
always
it's
got to
nice.
keep
It's
growing.
yeah, this is the point, and this is the positive part, of cryptocurrency. It's still evolving. It's a nice little baby, right? So in
Yeah,
1 or 2 years will be nice. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, you
me
guys are
too.
doing a good job. I mean, with the academy, you guys have a blog. We'll see. It's interesting though.
Yeah, but you always got to remember, these are the good times too. This is like the part of the journey that you'll look back on and be like, man, I can't believe, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So
People need
trying to
to
enjoy
to
this too.
understand, right? The
Yeah,
knowledge to
100%.
invest first. That's why
Hmm.
it's your part. It's our part to do that.
That's right.
Let's talk about the exchanges. I mean, you guys announced the two exchanges. The first one, I suppose, was Stacks, and the other one, I didn't understood so well. But you can talk
Sure.
a lot
Yeah,
more.
so Stacks will be on here very soon. We're just testing integrations right now.
Hmm.
Looks good. So we went with Stacks because they're FinCEN registered, so U.S. people can actually use the exchange legally and insured and all that stuff. The
Yeah.
second one is LA token. LA token was a strange decision,
Mm.
but we did it because we had the opportunity to co-list with Pivx and Four, which are two other staking Masternode
Mm.
coins.
Nice one.
I'm sure you know them well.
Yeah, sure.
And we thought that because of this co-listing, we're going to be exposed to these two other communities that might have looked at us as competition before. You know what I mean? I'm
Mm.
all about collaboration personally. I don't know how the other teams feel, but I feel like if we want to all move forward, especially with masternodes and staking coins, kind of, I don't know, they don't have the best reputation.
Representation. Yeah.
It's good to collaborate and show that we're all working together.
Yeah, sure. I mean, LA token, I don't know. LA or the La token, I don't know how it's
Yeah,
called.
Lato guy. What?
The LA or La token, it's the
Yeah,
same
it's definitely
stuff.
not
But
based out of LA, so I don't,
oh,
I'm pretty
really?
sure it's a
Ah, that's
Russian
why. That's why they
exchange.
call
Yeah,
the LA token.
yeah, I
Okay,
thought it was
I
in
didn't
LA
know
too.
that.
Yeah,
I mean, they have a large community. I mean, they have a bunch of volume over there. I don't know if it's fake volume, by the way,
it's not
but
all real. I mean, no exchange is reporting their actual volume. I think we all know that. But
mm,
based on their adjusted volume figures, we've done our own analysis, and of course, CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko have their own too.
sure.
There are definitely real traders, real users on there. So
Mm,
we're anticipating good things over there.
mm. Yeah, so you see with the two exchange listing, I mean, do you think there will be a price jump for Divi? I mean, for the upcoming events and stuff like that, do you think it will be positive for Divi, the two exchange listings?
Well, I can't speak to the price, of course, but I will say, we're making a lot of technical progress. Obviously, getting listed on two new trading venues is always a good, positive thing. We're opened up to a lot more eyes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, some new community members will come and join us. But yeah, I mean, I can't make a price prediction, unfortunately.
No, for sure not. But I mean, more liquidity. That's the most important
Yeah,
thing, because if you want to be
exactly.
listed in, I don't know, in a half a year or 1 year or 2 years on Coinbase, for example, you need to have volume, right? I mean, it's
That's
not
right.
easy to be on
That's
such
what they're looking
exchanges.
for. Exactly. I mean, I see these exchanges as a really good stepping stone toward getting listed on the big ones, Binance and Bittrex and all of those big ones.
Yeah, because they want a huge amount of money. It's crazy. I mean, how much it is? I mean, $1 million for Binance. I mean, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
they say that it's variable, and that's why, and they also, the requirements outside of the listing fee for those exchanges are crazy too. Multiple market makers running separate strategies and all of
Yeah,
this. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes that people don't realize.
yeah, but you guys are doing a good job. I mean, step by step and growing with the time. It's
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. Okay, we have the two exchanges now in the next days, in the next weeks. Let's move forward with the Eco Village. I mean, because Jeff is the founder of Divi, your partner. He has in mind this Eco Village, and how does it work? I mean, can people, for example, say, okay, I wanna work with you guys in the Eco Village? Is this possible, or do you have requirements? I don't know. It's something.
I think, well, I had the opportunity to go to Costa Rica and actually see where Jeff lives and see his
Yeah.
permaculture sort of ecosystem down there. It's really crazy, really cool. So yeah, I mean, he's building this, he calls it a digital nomad space down there where, yeah, I mean, anybody could come down
Hmm.
and, rent a space for, X amount of days, and you live in Costa Rica for a little bit of time. But within this
Okay.
village, you can only use cryptocurrency. So I think he's
I see.
accepting Bitcoin, Divi, Ethereum, and maybe Litecoin or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, so that's kind of how it works. It's just a place to come live, work, engage with the environment, and get out of
Okay.
your normal space.
It's like an apart hotel. I don't know if it's called like
Kind of.
that, but yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's basically, uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice because it can be some. I don't know. Maybe it can grow over the years. I mean, I don't know if Jeff has a 10 years plan, but maybe it can be interesting. People wanna,
Yeah.
the millennials or the people where when they was born like in the 90s, right? They have more in mind so to travel, right? To be
Right.
free, like traveling and making stuff and not buying houses, for example, right? That's why I
Yeah.
think it's a nice niche. I don't know. We
It
will
is.
see. Maybe we go over there to Costa Rica. It's not far away from the Dominican Republic, and you guys from the US. Maybe we'll catch us there.
Yeah, and we should definitely all head down. We just did that retreat with just a few. It was like about 30 people came to this
Mhm.
retreat a couple months ago, and we're going to do another one next year. We'll invite more people now that we kind of know how it all works, the travel situation and everything. So you should definitely come to that one.
Yeah, really, it's interesting me because I mean it's something really new. He reinvents the wheel. I mean, Jeff is a crazy guy. So he makes crazy things, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's good to see that, because
Yeah.
people need to be more in touch with cryptocurrency because most of the people don't know, right? So
Hmm.
it's our job to do that, to bring in nearly the cryptocurrency. Let's move forward with Feo, Factura Electronica from Costa Rica. Some people ask me, hey, if I'm living in Costa Rica, what can they do with Feo? I mean, you know more about that.
Feo is essentially an invoicing tool. In Costa Rica, they changed the law recently so that pretty much every sale made has to have an invoice that can be later taxed by the government.
Hmm.
Now, that's fine if you have like a normal business where you're printing receipts for everything, but if you're
Yeah.
selling coconuts on the side of the road, it's kind of hard, right? And
Yeah.
so these companies started appearing that would help people create the invoices. But
Hmm.
the problem was they were charging, $1 to $5 per invoice,
That's
which
crazy.
it's crazy. I mean, even for a regular business doing high volume of sales, that's a big cut.
Mm.
And especially for somebody who's selling coconuts on the side of the road, that's a huge cut. That's your whole profit, right?
Yeah.
So Feo does this for free. They provide the invoicing services and reconciliation services. Now,
Okay.
why did we acquire this company? Well, obviously, we do believe in helping Costa Rica, where we're based out of, but the ability to reconcile cryptocurrency transactions is really, really important for a long-term strategy. I think one of the hardest things for people is, how do I pay taxes on my crypto, right? For the people
Mm.
that do, it's
It's
it's really
possible,
hard.
right away
Yeah,
from
so we'll be building that into the wallet in an upcoming update. It won't be in version 1, but it will be part of our ecosystem. We just actually, like, literally 2 days ago, finished signing everything for that deal.
Okay. That sounds good. I mean, I'm looking forward to that as well. I mean, the Costa Rican people, I mean, they need that. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
everyone does. It's it's really difficult. If you've ever tried to, like, break down, especially with Masternodes, right? You earn all
Mm,
these rewards, but, like, what was the price that day? How much of a gain is that? What implications does that have on your tax liability? It's really hard to determine.
Yeah, it's not easy because in Germany, for example, it's not regulated, all these things. And I don't know, it's a big mess. It's a huge mess over there and
Yeah.
all over the all parts over the world. I mean, it's normal.
Yeah.
We'll see. There's a question of Baby Lonader. What is Redivi?
Sure. Redivi is our fintech arm. So we bought this company called Remissus Instantaneous, which means instant remittances, and we changed their name to Redivi. And essentially, they're the entity that allows us to do all of the bank-like features. So issuing IBANs, which are international bank account numbers, providing SWIFT and ACH and SEPA transfers all over the world, as well as providing a fiat on ramp into and out of cryptocurrency legally.
Nice one. Yeah, this is practically Redivi. It's a nice feature. We'll see
Yeah.
in the next month. Maybe
If you
you
check
guys
out,
can.
yeah, we're really excited to have Redivi. I mean, they're amazing guys too. And if you check out our blog.diviproject.org/Redivi, there's
Yeah.
a big article that Jeff wrote up about
Yeah,
what
sure.
they are, what
I
they're
will
doing.
post this in here so all the people have the opportunity now to check it or after our interview, for
Sure.
example. Yeah, there's a next question from Mark Ippolito. He says, "Hi, is there a maximum supply for Divi or it's infinite?" Thanks.
Sure. It's so it is inflationary, but it basically the amount that is generated decreases by 100 every single year starting this year until it goes to very, very, very minuscule amounts.
Yeah.
If you take a look at the deflationary rate of Bitcoin versus ours, it's very similar. Ours just doesn't have an end date unless our governance system decides. So our community could at any point say, we're done. We don't want more Divi or whatever.
Yeah, because your code base is on Pivx, right? And you have the features of Dash, as far as I know, as far as I could read it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We started with Pivx. We've changed it quite a bit, especially now moving forward into the next phase. And then, of course, yeah, we have some of Dash's features and some of Bitcoin's features too, and some of our own.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
just a whole bunch of stuff going on there.
Yeah, you've built a monster, right? With all the components over there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice.
One of the big
It's
things will be de-Frankensteining it over the next year.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys have some more questions, Nick is here. He's answering all your questions. Yeah, Nick, to close this interview, we have two more questions. And
Sure.
why should people buy a Divi Masternode? I mean, there are a bunch of Masternodes out there and say, hey, why should I choose Divi over another coin? What makes you so unique? Why do people need to buy Divi for now?
Well, I think one of the biggest issues with Masternode coins is that they lack utility over time, right? If
Mm,
you get in early to some of these Masternode coins, you can make a lot of money if you get out quick enough. But it's like they don't build anything outside of just a Masternode. So I think the biggest
correct.
benefit to Divi is that it's not just a Masternode or staking coin. We have Masternodes in staking. We're also building a world-class suite of financial services that anyone on earth can access. And we're bringing fees down to nothing using our cryptocurrency, as well as a bunch of other amazing things, of course. So I
Mm.
think, you want to invest in coins that have real utility and a real long-term plan versus just, a quick flash in the pan to make money.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, sure. It's a legit answer. My question for now is, for example, you have 5-tier masternodes, right? 5 tiers, and you have for each masternode, for example, 40 like a 38% ROI a year, and the other one is 40. How much it is in total? I mean, it's in total 40% for the whole blockchain, or it's like 4 times or 5 times 40%. It's like 200. The inflation, I mean.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, right now the inflation is really pretty much it's relatively high, so it's like over 100%, right? And
Mm,
those are the initial 2 years to bring as many people to our master nodes as humanly possible.
yeah.
Over time, that significantly drops, and to the point where running a master node is, I mean, pretty much just supporting the network. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, but right now, I mean, is the best time because it's the highest inflation that will ever be.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because in a few years, maybe the master will cost 2, 3, 400,000, and then you
Yeah,
say, okay, it's high enough, but the people earn the money, right, in the previous year. But we will see.
We'll see
It's
what happens.
interesting. Yeah, and we talked about the halving in the first minutes. Bitcoin halving is coming 2020 May, so in approximately three and a half months.
Yeah.
What are your predictions over there? What could happen? Do you think that the cryptocurrency industry will get a huge pump and all the master coins will follow, or what's
It's
your
hard to
thoughts over there?
say. I mean, obviously, historically, the halving has been the catalyst for the next sort of pump, bull run for Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Um, with Litecoin, their halving didn't really pan out the way that people predicted, but you did
yeah,
see a
sure.
big run up in speculation leading up to the halving. I think we'll probably see a lot of speculation, of course, leading up to the halving.
Mm.
Maybe a slight drop after when people, sell the news or whatever.
Sure.
But I think overall, because the supply of Bitcoin will be programmatically restricted, it should go up
Sure.
just based on general economics. Now, before there weren't as many governments paying attention to Bitcoin. China wasn't mining a majority of the Bitcoin. Things
Mm,
like that didn't exist in previous halvings, at least to our knowledge. So that could change the dynamics of this. But I mean, I'm bullish on Bitcoin always, so I'm hodling.
sure. Yeah, long term, it's always good. It's always a good term. But the other point is, what do I want to ask you? Yeah, because of the halving. I mean, it's all clear. I mean, yeah, it should be. My question was, you guys don't rely on the Bitcoin bull run, for example, because it doesn't matter if the bull run comes or doesn't come. You guys have a real focus. I mean, you want to launch 2.0. You know what I mean? So it
Yep.
doesn't matter if the Bitcoin is on $5,000, 20,000, or 50,000. You guys don't give a damn, right? You guys are focused, and that's
I
it,
mean,
right?
obviously, if Bitcoin goes up, that's good for us too. But I mean, we've historically not really been correlated with Bitcoin. We've seen just as much growth, or maybe more growth than Bitcoin over the past year or so,
Yeah,
despite its ups and downs. So I wouldn't say we don't care if Bitcoin goes up. Of course, we want it to, but it
sure,
won't affect us long term, whether it goes up or not.
sure. Yeah, it's a good answer. And yeah, MNP Saito from Bitco, he says, "Hi, I'm sorry. Where I can start to create a Divi account in Costa Rica? I want to look at the awesome stuff."
Yeah, we have a couple of locations. There's a couple in San Jose, Escazú, Redivvy locations. You can search them on Google Maps and find them.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. There's Baby Lorenzo because he wrote in German, but I will try to translate it. He said, because of the lottery, right? To make it a little bit more transparent in this way, because the people that had the huge amount of divvies, they won the lottery, right? I don't know. It's just a speculation from Baby Lonander. I don't know. Maybe you can answer the question.
Sure, happy to. The lottery essentially works on a ticket system, right?
Hmm.
So when you win a stake, when you create a new staking reward for your wallet,
Hmm.
you basically have a ticket. So of course, the more you're staking, the more divvy you're staking, the more tickets you're going to end up with, and
Okay.
inevitably, the people who have more coins will win. Now that said, I've seen people with as little as 15,000 divvy win the lottery, and it's all across the board. Some weeks you do see the large wallets winning more often,
Hmm.
but that is how it works. It's generally random, but just like in a real lottery, the more tickets you buy,
Sure.
the more chance you're gonna have the win.
Doesn't change, right? But
Yeah.
it's my question was, it never was answered. I mean, and I read that a lot of times a white paper, but I never got it right. It's like the people that can win the lottery, only the stakers or the masternode holders as well.
It's only the stakers. So
Only the
only
stakers. Now I get
because
it. Okay,
stakers get a lower per block reward than masternodes. Masternodes get 540 divvy.
I
Stakers get
understand it.
456. So that's their added benefit. You can win the lottery.
Okay, so only for the stakers, and they need to have 10,000 and more. But with the 2.0, you can have like 200, 300. It's the same, right?
Yeah, with our staking vault technology, you'll be able to stake with any amount.
Oh, it sounds good. It sounds good. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, if you guys have some more questions, I mean, we are now 33 minutes live. And yeah, if you guys have questions, jump in and ask them, because we're nearly finished. I mean, if you, Nick, want to say more about Divi, I don't know, for the upcoming events, I don't know.
Definitely, if you're going to be down in Mexico, a couple weeks, we'll be at Anarchapulco. It's a great event. Lots of crypto people go to that.
Nice one.
Definitely check out our website, wallet.diviproject.org, if you want to be part of the public beta, or be the first to know when we're going to launch Divi 2.0. You can sign up now. We've had over 4,000 people sign up on that website. So we're really excited to get that rolling. And yeah, I mean, obviously follow us on social media at Divi Project. We're everywhere.
Yeah, sure. And on Masternodes.online, you see the Divi project. There are 5 tiered Masternodes, and for sure you can check out my videos. I'm speaking a lot of times about Divi as well. Regarding Acapulco, I mean, you're the keynote speaker, or what's going on over there?
I am speaking. I'll be on the Cryptopolco stage.
Yeah,
It's a hard one to say. Yeah, and I'll be talking about basically just getting back to the roots of crypto, why we started, how we got to where we are, and how we can get to the next phase.
Nice one. Yeah, sure. I'm looking forward to that. There is another question. So I have to go to Escazú. I don't know. It's maybe somewhere in Costa Rica there.
Yeah.
There I can create a Divi account with IBAN and debit card and deposit crypto, or what I can do there.
Right now at a Redivi location, you can start your account. Like I said, we just finalized some of the infrastructure to be able to provide IBANs and stuff. So that'll be out in the very, very near future, in the next month or so. But you won't be able to do that yet in the Redivi locations.
So not for now. MNP side, or it's Andreas from
Yeah.
he was asking. So all right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any more questions, let us know, because now we're 36 minutes live. I mean, it's a good amount of time. Nick, if you want to say more things, just go ahead.
I mean, I really appreciate you guys having me on. Of course, it's always a pleasure talking to you, man. I love coming on the
Likewise.
show. So
always.
Yeah, just reach out to us on Telegram if you guys have any more questions.
Right. Okay, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Give Nick a thumbs up. Thanks, Nick, that you took your precious time today. And I'm looking forward to the next interview. I mean, we are always in touch. I mean, if you have time, let's jump in and do another interview. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. And before we finish, I have a little giveaway from the last time, because my people always ask, hey, when is the next giveaway? I will do this live today in order you guys can follow me. So basically, I'm giving out 250 Divi for the people who want to win Divi. So actually, I'm copying here the link, right? There's a YouTube random picker. I'm inserting the link. I'm getting the YouTube comments are basically 9. So we will see who has won the 250 Divi. Let me see. The winner is no, he doesn't win, because he wrote go with green. Let me see if there's a winner today. Okay, Christian Eifert, you won 250 Divi. There's the Divi address. I will send you the Divis after our live interview. Okay, that's basically it. Thanks for watching this awesome interview. Thanks again, Nick, and we'll see us in the next stream. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, liking. Bye-bye.